Hi, my name is Caitlin Todd. For my integrative project this summer, I have been studying transfer students. In this presentation, I will be talking about the challenges that transfer students face and why this is an important problem to higher education. I will also be discussing what research says to be the key influences in the transition of transfer students in their relation to residential life. I will be summarizing and interpreting the research and literature I have gathered in order to present a thoughtful application to the hurdle that institutions face regarding transfer students. My thesis for my integrative project is this: transfer students receive little attention but are of great value within an institution. Transfer students deserve more awareness and more intentional action. Transfer students are not the problem. The way institutions handle transfer students is the problem. Institutions do not treat transfer students negatively. Rather, it is the lack of positive treatment that transfer students receive. There are little to no programs that exist to specifically welcome and incorporate transfer students into life on campus. Transfer students are left to their own to connect and meet people. There are countless activities and mixer-type events for freshmen to attend in order to kickstart their social involvement on campus. There are few opportunities like this that exist for transfer students. However, transfer students cannot be treated the same way and lumped in with freshman students. Transfer students are different than freshman students because they understand the world of higher education. They know what college is like, they are just new to a particular institution. Transfer students are of great value to an institution, but the problem is they often do not feel valued. The population of transfer students is growing. Because of the convenience of community colleges, many students are attending two-year institutions and transferring to four-year institutions to complete their bachelor's degree. It is also becoming more acceptable to transfer from one four-year institution to another four-year institution. The technical transition of credit hours, among other academic and financial transitions, is becoming smoother and more doable. Transfer students are no longer an uncommon minority. Transfer students should be treated with importance and value. These students have left an institution to attend another institution. Because they are choosing to go through this difficult transition, attending their new institution is clearly important to them. Therefore, they should be treated with importance by their new institution. The type of transfer that a student makes is a key influence in transition. Vertical transfer students are students who transfer from a two-year institution to a four-year institution. These students often attend community colleges for 2 years because of convenience, finances, or other reasons, but still want to earn their bachelor's degree. Therefore, they transfer into four-year institutions. Lateral transfer students transfer from one four-year institution to another four-year institution. Lateral transfer students are less common but just as important as vertical transfer students. Both types of transfer students deserve to be treated with value. Faculty and staff are another key influence in the transition of transfer students. Student interaction with faculty and staff create a connection to the institution. Using faculty and staff as academic advisors increases the likelihood for this connection. Although students' primary goal is to earn a higher education and obtain a degree, an institution's goal reaches beyond academic success. Institutions desire academic achievement from their students, but they also desire for their students to be well-rounded and successful members of society. For transfer students, halls can be a place to meet other students and make social connections. Holistic growth is essential for transfer students because it is important for them to feel connected to their institution beyond academics. They should feel connected to other students, professors, and faculty and staff. Faculty involvement in the residential halls is also important for all students, including transfer students. Including faculty and staff on resident hall events and mixers familiarizes faculty and staff with their students and familiarizes students with faculty and staff. Residential life staff who live in the residence hall with students are crucial to the transition of transfer students. Resident directors and assistant resident directors serve as unofficial advisors to their residents. Transfer students need this type of go-to person to direct any questions or concerns they might have. It is important for residents, life staff, to know who the transfer students are and to make them feel comfortable and welcomed. There were several research limitations when studying transfer students. I was forced to broaden my pool of research because of the lack of research conducted on transfer students. Much of this research is either fairly broad or acutely specific. Several pieces of literature were specific to vertical transfer or lateral transfer students, while other articles were specific to students who majored in science, technology, engineering, or mathematics. Because of the nature and specifics of the research, I was unable to narrow down the research I used. There are countless orientation programs and events for incoming freshmen, while transfer students seem to be left to their own devices. There needs to be specific welcome to campus activities for transfer students. These activities need to include other upperclassmen students who are the same age as transfer students. Transfer students need opportunities to meet and mix with other upperclassmen students, not just freshmen. Faculty also need to be involved. Faculty advisors need to be aware of transfer students and reach out to them specifically. It is important that faculty members convey a sense of value to transfer students and connect them to campus. It is also important for residential life staff to be aware and involved in the lives of transfer students. Because their transition is different than that of an incoming freshman, residential life staff need to treat them differently. Resident directors and assistants need to work together to pursue transfer students and ensure that they are making connections on campus. In conclusion, both students and faculty and staff can take steps to make transfer students feel more welcomed. Students and faculty and staff need to first become more aware of transfer students. Faculty and staff need to create more opportunities for transfer students specifically to connect to campus and connect with each other. Everyone on campus needs to be more intentional with transfer students in creating an environment in which they feel included and valued.